It's time to put up the Kodiak 10 by 14 canvas Flexbow tent again. The first time we put it up, I will put the link for the video. It is hilarious to watch. It was not easy putting up that tent the first time. It took a couple hours because there was some features we couldn't figure out. So here we go again, and we need to get it undone. It comes in a really nice carrying case. Now there are different sizes of Kodiak, which I'll explain later. But it comes in a really nice carrying case. The tent itself and the under tarp is 79 pounds. And the stakes are about 8 pounds. Now the wind is blowing, so I'm doing a voiceover, everybody. I mean, the wind isn't blowing so hard all the time. In fact, right now, as I'm doing this voiceover, I can hear the wind outside. It is blowing. Every once in a while, I have my bucket and my potty seat, and Paul brought it back to me, and he goes, oh my gosh, he goes, I brought this back to you. It was going down the desert. But yeah, the wind is fierce out here in Quartzsite because it's spring and there's no major mountains really close that are blocking anything.
I can look at things. You can too.
It's kind of a process. We're just trying to take our time just a little bit to get this tent up properly.
Is this the front?
I don't know.
Yeah. Now does it overlap?
With all of this wind and new plants are getting at my sinuses, my throat is kind of scratchy lately. I got that raven voice still, I'll tell you. While I was out here, I really have to say, my eyes were watering. By the time I completely finished, it looked like I had been really crying a lot. My eyes were just watery, running, my nose was running, but, well, what you need to do is you stake the corners first, and we're using those screw stakes, and I'll leave the link down below. I know there's a name for them, and I can't think of it right now. So Paul got the corners, and I'm going to do the edges. It's kind of fun. I mean, this is a fun part of it. You want the tent to overlap the under tarp. That way water won't get in there. But the under tarp is really nice because it reinforces the floor of the tent. Now what you need to do is, we have rocks. We kind of went through and picked out the ones that were protruding quite a bit, so that when we walk in the tent, edges don't come up and pierce through the floor of the tent. Now it's time to check the book. What is next? It's been a while since we put it up. And this is really only our third time of putting the tent up completely. Well, no, wait a minute. Is it? I think it's only the second time we've put the tent up. Oh my gosh, yeah. But we want to check the book and just see what is the next step. It's called a Flexbow tent. And it's not easy. It is a very strong tent. It is one of the tents that can handle the wind in Quartzsite. And that is really the test. Can it handle the wind? Now, when we've had meetups or we've been boondocking with other people and they have a tent up, Most of them, they had to put their tent down. When they knew there was going to be wind, they laid it down. And then they could put it back up when the wind would subside. But sometimes that's not for 2 or 3 days. And if they kept it up, a lot of times what happened was the tent would rip.
But remember, it does have to be able to move, you know?
Right now, Paul is putting together, they're called the T-bars.
I know. This is where we...
It's a whole system here, and I know that you probably don't have a Kodiak tent, so you don't understand, but those are called T-bars. And here's where the mass confusion lied the first time we put this up. We could not figure out this one sliding piece of metal that went over the whole, oh my gosh. In fact, right now we're still a little confused, and we're trying to figure it out. But we're trying, I think I took my shoes off. Maybe not. But they always say it's best just to take your shoes off. So you don't, because that's white. You know, I still have them on. I will crawl out of there on my knees. Yeah, we're just trying to figure it out. There's a lot of discussion going on. Okay, I think we've got it figured out on how this is going to work. You know, doing it the third time, it's going to be so much easier. Okay, we've got it. Now we need to get the spring bars in. And there's these loops that we put it through that hook to the T-bar. Oh my gosh. Oy vey shmia. It is really something. It's recommended that you season the tent before you actually use it. So what you need to do is put the tent up and spray it down with a hose and let it dry. It will seal all the joints, all the stitching, all the thread. It's a magnificent tent. It is so well made. And I will tell you, we were on a waiting list for this tent. They're so popular that you have to put in, let us know when one of whatever you want, when it's available. And then you can run and order it. And you better do it pretty quickly once you get the email that it's ready.
You need my help doing that?
No.
I'd like to mention, you can go to the Kodiak Canvas tents. They have Flexbo tents, they have cabin tents, they have truck tents, they have a screen house, and they have swag tents. This particular one is the largest and the most expensive of the Flexbo tents. This model of a 10 by 14 Flexbo tent,
Now I know what we do.
it's new to the VX series.
Going in, baby.
They added large triangle windows, as you'll see soon, on both sides. Or I should say on both ends. The extra windows give you extra ventilation and extra openness and views. This feature is a must when camping in hot summer weather, allowing you to really open the tent up. It's almost like a huge screen room. When conditions change, simply zip the window shut from the inside.
Okay.
Okay, here I'm asking for Paul's help. It's time. This is where it gets really, really tough. It is a very tight squeeze and tight fit. So I need him to come over and help me kind of pull on that so I can get the tubing in properly. It's quite a system here.
Yeah, just stand on there. Yeah, exactly.
This is perfect. I mean, it would not take maybe a 25-year-old
Well, you gotta actually.
who's a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher, to get this thing up pretty quickly. So if he pulls on that side, I can get those two to meet, the T-bars. I can get them to meet, and there we go. There it is. I'm so glad that got done. That was the one chore of getting this tent up that took us almost an hour to figure out that very first time. Now back to some of the specifications while we're getting this all figured out. The VX series, which is what this is is identical to the deluxe version, with the exception that instead of funnel flow vents, we have large triangle windows on both ends. They use stainless steel and wire stake loops that give superior strength and durability. Now, here are some of the features. The Hydra Shield 100% cotton duck canvas. It's durable, watertight, and breathable. The Flexbow frame, exceptionally sturdy, keeps tent taut, quick, and easy one-person setup. If you're really strong, I would imagine, because I don't think I could do this totally by myself. Here's a point in putting this together. I'm trying to get the spring bars a little bit more even, which I should have checked on. I kind of forgot about it. I should have checked before we even connected the T-bars up. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to lift this up. He's going to connect. There's a connection there. Okay. Oh, I gotta straighten out the spring bars real quick. There we go. That was pretty easy. Okay. Now we get that hooked up in there. And then it's crazy. We have to lift up and hook the bottom onto this little loop that comes up, and we set it on top of there. Okay, we can't stand on the tent or it won't work. Nope, I gotta get up. He says, you gotta get up there. There you go. There you go. Okay, that side is up. Now we gotta do the other side. And now the other side is gonna be the worst. I'm not kidding. We were huffing and puffing. This is a very sturdy tent, but you have to be able to put it up. Like I say, how many seniors does it take to put up a flex bow tent? Well, 2 really tough ones, as Paul will say. Okay, here we go. Okay. And the thing that the pole has to slide into keeps wanting to like fall over. So I got to get down there with my hands and put it in. Woo! We did it. It's so exciting. We really have to pat ourselves on the back. We don't want to put the overhang up yet because it's really windy. It's starting to actually really blow. And we're just going to have to lay it down anyways. And probably the whole time we're here, we're just going to keep it rolled up. This Kodiak tent, the 10 by 14, has a 6 foot 6 inch ceiling height. Provides walk around comfort, especially for Paul. He's 6'1". It has 2 large D-shaped doors. There's a front and a back with number 10 YKK zippers, the best zippers on the planet. It has 6 large windows with no seam mesh, and provides openness and superb ventilation. Look at this.
Can you come on in, baby?
It's customizable gear loft and organizer pockets. And I'm going to call for Paul. I want to take that down, but he's tall. So
I want to take this down.
we can go ahead and get this down. It'd be so much easier for him. Look at how tall this man is. He's tall, Paul.
And you standing up anyway.
Now the specs of this tent are the pack weight is 79 pounds, and that includes the 6.5 pounds in stakes. The pack size tent length is 30 inches, diameter 16 inches, and pole length 48 inches, diameter 5.5 inches. The capacity is 8 persons inside this tent. That would be sleeping and living. But when we did a chat with a bunch of ladies at the last meetup a year ago.
Kodiak.
We
Two
had like
tough
12
ones.
people in
Two
here.
tubs, a 10 by 14. The largest spring bar tent they have. And these are pretty nice because
Look at these windows.
Do is
You want this ventilation, you just roll it up. Roll up the fabric and clip it on at the bottom. We haven't opened it up. Now they do recommend that you season also, get something for the zippers. And they have a recommendation of what type to use for the zippers. But the YKK zippers are the best. Each door has you can unzip and just have the screen showing. This tent is all season, used year round, but
Makes
not
it
designed
really
for
nice.
extreme winter mountaineering or heavy snow accumulations. I just love this tent.
I wanted to
really
put the
do.
tent up so
This
I would
is
have
gonna
a
help me.
place I could be more comfortable being out here for longer if I want to be out here for a few more days. And I would have shade to protect my skin. And yeah, my skin and my hair. When you have all of these windows down, I'm talking to our friends. When you have all of the windows down, it's really like a screen room. I mean, look at this. This way we get nature when we're inside. And it protects us from the wind. These are the stakes that they gave with us. These have weight to them. Oh my gosh.
Those are hefty, but they're smooth, right?
They're smooth. We got, and we can leave the link for it. We got the ones, the screw, what are they called? Is there a name for those?
These stakes are called Amazama tent stakes. They come with 16 heavy-duty ground screws, anchor pegs, galvanized, non-rust, perfect for yard, garden, awning, and canopy. And they have glow-in-the-dark tops. These screws are easy in and out. If you've got a power drill or impact driver, these yard rope stakes, yes, go in just as easily as they come out, regardless of the terrain. You'll find that these are the #1 ultimate ground anchors when it comes to securing down mobile home canopy and canvas awnings, and use them as tarp stakes. Performance guaranteed. These are beautiful. And like I said, they're glow in the dark tops, so you won't be tripping over them in the dark. Very nice. It was one of those things that you're just glad that you bought and you were happy with your purchase.
So there you have it. There's 100 pounds behind us of equipment and tent and canvas and stakes and everything, poles. And there are I believe it's four smaller sizes of this tent. It's a 10 by 14, the largest that they make. And there are 4 smaller sizes. One of the gals that was here at the meetup, she had a smaller one. I forget what the dimensions were, but it was a little bit smaller than the one that we have. And I helped her put that one up. And it's that last pole going into place, it's just a toughie. I don't care what size you have. That just makes this thing rigid as can be. And when we had some windstorms last year, this did pull a couple of stakes out, but it remained standing right through the windstorm and the rain and everything else, and just took it like there was no tomorrow. It's a fantastic tent. I highly recommend it. Kodiak.
It is. It's 12.
I've been an hour and a half we were working on that, you think?
Yeah. I bet the next time would be maybe an Yeah, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. The Kodiak 10 by 14 spring bar tent.
Canvas tent.
It's a beauty.
Yes.
And it's a monster. 100-pound monster. It weighs not too much less than I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. And please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And always got the book. Got the book. How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Leeway. I wrote the book, and we're talking about nomad life. So, of course, I'm going to talk about the book. It's a good book. It's the best nomad book out there. It really is. And
I used it when I first got started,
Yeah.
and I found it invaluable.
Exactly. With the list, I even tell you what to think about before you even start making lists. What are you thinking about? You need to get this a little bit in your head and then start writing everything down, and then it's going to move you along. I'm a very organized person, and I just am that way. And I learned to do it when I was in college.
Oh.
Organize yourself up and everything goes smooth. So you guys have a good day. And we're going to see you tomorrow, all right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We'll be here.
We'll be connecting to the satellites in the sky, the UFOs.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
But we'll be talking to outer space tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.